With Insomniac being one of the only companies that can make a quality superhero game, thank goodness they didn't stop with Spider-Man 1, cause let's be honest, that game was freaking sweet. The swinging, the fighting, the characters, plus this is like the second hottest Aunt May. All in all, it is the best superhero game ever next to Batman Trilogy. And they even announced Spider-Man 2 with Venom and a brand new game with Wolverine. I can't wait to see how it will look, but for now let's focus on Spider-Man Miles Morales. We already got to see Miles in the first game and he already seemed cool, so I couldn't wait to check the game out. It is not as long as I had hoped it would be, but other than that there isn't anything bad for me to say about it. It is more or less just as I had hoped and expected for it to be. At the beginning of the game, Miles is this young teenager who just got his powers and Peter is teaching him the way of the spider. Wow, that sounds cool. Now, well, basically Peter and Miles are partners now, but Peter decided to go get some hanky-panky with MJ because apparently that's more important than the well-being of an entire city. So Miles is about to go face the dangers alone, and how convenient that a gang called the Underground is trying to take over the city with some weird looking Iron Man weapons. But of course they are no match for you, cause Miles is not like Peter. He can use something called Venom, but not the big angry scary dude, but actually some kind of electricity that is actually kind of cool, plus it allows him to be invisible. I don't know about you, but if I were an adolescent teenager, and I am, I would probably not use invisibility to fight crime, but would probably use it to sneak into a strip club or some shit. But you know, that's why he's a superhero. As a fellow teenager, I am so grateful that the creators of this game made Miles look like, well, a freaking teenager, cause let's be honest, those Americans make teenagers look like 27-year-old sexiest man alive contenders. Like, has any of you seen Riverdale? Jesus Christ. The side quests are a big upgrade from the first game, plus you have a bunch of world events like fighting bad guys, searching time capsules, doing challenges, so you will be busy. You have these little challenges that supposedly Peter left for you to teach you the way of the spider. Plus there are random crimes happening around the city, and speaking of the city, it is just as cool to swing around it as it was in the first game. They changed the swinging mechanics so it feels and looks like Miles hasn't yet mastered the way of the spider. I'm sorry, I just finished playing Ghost of Tsushima, so I'm a bit dramatic. I'll stop saying the way of the spider, so sorry. The only difference is that this time the Big Apple is covered in snow. The combat was not changed too much, but Miles' moveset is kinda different than Peter's. Plus, the electricity I mentioned earlier does make things a bit more interesting. The sneaky way is just as amazing to use, plus since you can be invisible, you can easily lose the bad guys if they ever spot you. Just like in the first game, you can choose between tons of different outfits, gadgets and modifications. Honestly, I didn't lose too much time with the later, but I did change Miles' outfit like every 12 minutes. I've had so much fun playing this game. I have enjoyed swinging around the city and every once in a while give a high five to a random citizen. I honestly like the first game a little more because that game was something new and this one is a little too similar to the previous one and maybe a bit too short for a price tag of 60 bucks. But all in all, it is still a great game and you definitely should play it. When it comes to gameplay, fighting and swinging mechanics, everything is spectacular, so I think it deserves an 8. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, a like is always appreciated. Thank you so much and see you next time.